Good day, students. Once again, I have approached or reached to the last question on compound interest, exercise 2.7. And you can foresee that there is another pending lovely chapter there called annuities. Present value of an annuity and future value of an annuity are addressed in this chapter. We under annuities, we will dwell even more in details on what we have done on compound interest on compound interest. But we are not there. We are still focusing on number R. But your mind must also be preparing yourselves for the new chapter. It says. A father wants to provide for his son's studies, and I don't know why is it always the father and the son. There's no mother and the daughter. Previous one under number P, it was a father with the three sons, aged 8, 11, and 13. But I don't think there is a gender issue behind the scene. It is just pure an example of the use of the father and the son. I know sometimes in the context of South Africa, gender can be an issue sometimes. I'm not there. That was kind of taking a break as I'm starting the question. A father wants to provide for his son's studies in 7 years. So the focal date is 7 years. Then which he estimates will cost 80,000 rands. So in the future, this is the required amount is 80,000 rands. Then it says if he invests 35,000 rands now, meaning the present value that must be invested now is 30, or the present value that is invested now is 35,000 rands. How much must he invest at the end of year 3? So in year 3, there is an amount that he wants to invest, meaning do the reinvestment, the investment advancement. In order for him to reach to the required target. In simple terms, we say investment A that is done now plus investment B that is done in 3 years from now should be giving us a total of 80,000 rands together with the interest at the end of the 7 years that is coming for the studies of the son being funded by the father. Now that is what we have in on board. Remember, the minute the amount that we want in the future is known, meaning we know the future value, but two investment must take place in between, we always use the formula. Want to highlight that the minute you have the future value that you want, which the future value is 80,000 rands, and two investment must take place in between, and one of the investment is unknown, then the use of the formula will be the best way to use, because the investment number 2 is X. We don't know how much must be invested here. Of which investment number 1, we know that 35,000 is available. Now what we are looking for is the best investment, which is the unknown investment that must be invested at the end of year 3, which will start earning interest year 4, year 5, year 6, year 7 for the next period of 5 years. So now, will it be 5 years? Yeah, it will be 4, 5, 6, 7. It will be 4 years because 4, 5, 6, 7. It will be for the next 4 years. So the minute such is information is provided, then we know that the formula must be used. R, we know that it is sum accumulated open brackets. Sorry, it will be A open brackets 1 plus I divided by m to the power of m. Sorry to remind you of the formula, which I know you're already mastering it. A is equal to 1 plus I divided by m. How often the interest is compounded in a year to the power of m is equal to 80,000 rands. So this is what the father needs at the end of 7 years. So now we need to say the amount to be invested in the first investment is 35,000 rands. That is known. Open brackets 1 plus 0.0. We need to look for the interest rate if there is one. Interest rate is available and it is 7.5% per annum, compounded annually once a year. In this last question, they're using annual rates, but please don't be focusing on the annual rates. Be flexible to use all the rates: monthly, 2 monthly, 3 monthly, 4 monthly, 6 monthly, because our questions for assessment and also for your knowledge will be very diverse. I know it is very unpractical in the traditional context of investment in South Africa to get a monthly compound. It is very, 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 very unpractical. It's normally compounded once a year, compounded monthly. But when you go, I think I did say this before, if you go to the crypto investment, if you know what crypto is, when you go to the crypto space, you get to see this practicality of these investments, where you invest an amount in crypto currency, and you get the interest to be compounded, either monthly or interest compounded after 5 months. Sometimes you compound by reinvesting the amount yourself, meaning reinvesting the interest. Then after you earn interest after interest, after you have done the reinvestment of your interest. But from a practical perspective, even those that have done investments, it is very seldom that in South Africa there will be a monthly compound. So the annual interest rate is very, 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 very popular. Then we now say 0.075 divide by how often is our interest compounded. Once a year. We divide by 1 to the power of the number of years the amount will be invested. This will be there for 7 years because it is an initial investment invested now. But the next investment is X. We don't know. It will be 1 plus 0.075 divided by 1. Why divide by 1? Because interest is compounded once a year to the power of 4. If you remember, I said that will be 7 minus 3. 7 minus 3. The focal date is 7. The investment will take place at the end of year 3. Then it will start earning interest in year 4, year 5, year 6, year 7, meaning it will earn interest for 4 years. Then this is what we need to have in the future: 80,000 rands. After we invested 35,000 rands for 7 years and invested X amount of money that we don't know for 4 years, then that should give us the target amount in the account of 80,000 rands, so that the son of the father is able to go to school where the fees will cost 80,000 rands. Then after, now we continue on that same note, and I prefer to first deal with this aspect, all of it, because there is no unknown here. So I will say 35,000 rands open brackets 1 plus 0.075 close brackets. Remember, I can say divide by 1, but it will make no difference. Then second function dip, meaning to the power of 7. Then I say equal. Then after I say equal, it gives me the amount of 58,000 rands and 66 rand 72 cents. I rounded off to 2 decimal places. It was 71.99. So I rounded off to 2 decimal places, 72. Then we need to say plus. Then remember, this is unknown X. Therefore, now you must put it after the numbers when you are done with this calculation. With that calculation, then we say open brackets 1 plus 0.075 divide by 1. Remember, you don't have to divide by 1, because divide by 1 give you the same amount, to the power of 4. Then we say equal. This gives us 1.335469141. And I just want to bring this across for you as part of analyzing your response to question. This part of the section where the investment is unknown, the answer that you get is always 1 point something. Don't get 0 point something here, please. The answer is always not less than that. The answer is always 1 point something, 1 point something something x all the time. If there is an investment that must be done and that investment is unknown, therefore it's an X amount of money. Also in the previous questions, you can remember that we dealt with such questions. It was always 1 point something. Why? Because this is 1 and this is a percentage, so it will be 1 point something, not 0 point something, not 3 point something, not 2 point something, not whatsoever. It will always be 1 point something, unless you can get 100% of the interest. The interest is 100%. Then if the interest is 100%, then this will be this can be close maybe to 2 point something. But let me assure you, you will always be getting 1 point something here. Then after we say equals 80,000 rands, 80,000 rands. Then after we say 1.335469141x is equal to 80,000 rands minus 58,000 rands. This goes over the equal sign. Then when it goes on the equals over the equal sign, it becomes negative 0.6672. Then after we will have 1.335469141x is equal to. So let me do the calculation here. Then we say 80,000 rands minus 58,000 and 66 rand 72 cents. Then this gives me a total of 21,933 rand 28 cents. Then we divide here by 1.335469141. This will cancel this. What are we looking for? We're looking for the unknown, the amount that must be invested at the end of year 3. So what do you do on the debit side? You do it on the credit side. For every debit entry, there is a credit entry. What you do on the left, you do it on the right. For every action, there is a reaction, but in an opposite direction. On the sign side, that is their language. 54,69141. So we say 21,933.28 divide by 21,933.28 divide by alpha, answer. Then we get 16,423 rand 65 cents. So this is the amount that must be invested presently in order, must be invested at the end of year 3 in order for this father to reach the target of 80,000 rands at the end of 4 years, from the end of 3 years, or for the period of 8 years, so that his son can be able to go to the school that he wants him to go to. Now with that, guys, thank you. You've been wonderful, listening very carefully, and I know that the knowledge has been sinking and sinking, and to some extent I've been explaining too much because I've been explaining the same thing and you have mastered it. Make sure that if you have mastered it, the sign of mastering my teaching is to get 100% in the exam, and anything less than 100% on my side is really not credited. With that, go there, do very well, and do excellent, and pass the exam with a distinction. Remember, that distinction will help you to your future. Thank you.